slender base, a presence of holy and so big eyes. That is how the European missionaries at the beginning of the 18th century described the immense passenger that we are boarding today on the Sankofa flight. If there are so many writings about her, it is certainly because she got the Portuguese colonists and the Inquisition a great deal of worry. Enough worry to have them want to kill her. She who freed the pride of the black identity and carried an emancipatory faith on a continent in prey to oppression. Hello to all, and thank you for being so punctual today on the Sankofa flight.
African History Daily by my daddy.
Kimpa Vita, or Dona Beatriz, that's her Christian name, used the same weapon as that of her enemies, religion. One day, when she was barely 20 years old, the young woman has a revelation. Saint Anthony, a Christian venerated by Portuguese colonists, appears to her in vision. Like a brother, he was black, and he orders her to find Pedro IV, the current king of Kongo, who has deserted the kingdom, and to bring him back to Mbanza, Kongo, the capital, to unify the kingdom which suffered from internal divisions. At that time, the Kongo kingdom covers an immense territory of Central Africa, extending from Angola to Gabon today through both Congos. The mystical revelation of Kimpa Vita raised hope in this colonized region. 3 centuries earlier, settlers arrived by boat had been treated by the king as trading partners. As a consequence, Portuguese and missionaries also present spread the Christian religion in the kingdom. The king himself converted in 1591. The wheel turned in the 17th century. Sugar cane plantations are becoming preeminent in America. The slave trade is intensifying dramatically to the point of becoming the slave trade that we know of today. The African becomes a despicable character in the white man's gaze, and the black man is perceived as a mere slave. The missionaries, those wizards as Kimpa Vita calls them, take advantage of the slave trade in the provinces. That the faithful of God can also be their oppressors seems unthinkable for the young woman. The truth is that Jesus Christ is not white but black. The fathers of the church are African, and Kongo is the Holy Land. She preaches in the villages. Self-proclaimed saint from God, she founded the Antoinist cult, which calls to fight against the Portuguese influence. Various miracles are attributed to her in the cities, and her movement attracts thousands of faithful, even the wife of King Pedro IV. Against the ceremonial, the fetishes, and the prayer, she pleads the action and the intention. Baptism is useless. God retains only the intention. The power of her aura massively crushes the aims of the Portuguese and missionaries. Whites are born from soapstone and blacks from a sort of fig tree, she says, when faced with the racism of the colonizer. According to her, the words of Saint Anthony can bring new life to the roots of that fig tree. As the first fruit of blackness, she prides herself on the pride of being black and the return to traditional culture and values. Kimpa Vita wishes the emancipation of the people of Kongo. The danger is all the greater for the settlers. The faithful of Kimpa Vita, eager to acquire the independence, are also trained in the art of guerrilla warfare. Faced with the power of the movement, King Pedro IV decides to ally himself with the Europeans against the prophetess. Her companions in arms got arrested, and Kimpa Vita was found in a county breastfeeding a baby. A boon for her detractors who took the opportunity to break the myth of the Blessed Virgin she forged to herself. Judged as heretic and enemy of the king, she was sent to the stake on July 4, 1706 by the missionaries. She was burned alive at the age of 24 with her companion and her baby. Europeans even nicknamed her the Jeanne D'Arc of Kongo in the face of this fate, both mystical and fatal. My African cliché of the day is a risk. which I take voluntarily today. The risk of a controversy for talking about religions that became very powerful in Africa today. Whatever you think of Kimpa Vita's faith and life, the most important message here is that she inspired many nationalist movements in the country and beyond the borders of Congo, like seeds sown by the disastrous winds of deportation in America. These winds have spread the emancipatory faith of a lady who was once a hope and an inspiration for a whole continent. But nowadays, are religions similarly tools for liberation, for real emancipation of the faithful? Do they work for or against the emancipation of the sheep? It's up to you to think about it, to your own African cliches, to our African continent, and I expect to see you tomorrow for our new flight in this Feminine Week in African history. Thank you.